Hello everybody. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use Photoshop's blending options to create a composite image of a fireworks display. This tutorial assumes that you already know the basics of using Photoshop. So here I have my images preloaded. I'm going to use this image as the background, and then the following images here I am going to use to blend into that background using the blending option mode. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my first image. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to do a copy command, Control C, go back to my background, and I'm going to paste that in there with Control V. Now you're probably wondering, why didn't I use the load images in a stack? And actually I could have done that, but then I would have had all of the layers in this PSD file all at the same time, and I just don't want to do that. Okay, so now we have layer 1 and layer 0. And if I go and I highlight layer 1 and I right click, I go up to blending options, and then here where it says normal, I'm going to change that to lighten. Okay, so we're going to come down here, I'm going to change it to lighten. So now what it did is it blended the background image and it blended it with the fireworks. So basically what it did is it overlaid the brightest areas of the fireworks over the background image, so that only the brightest portions of each image will show through. So if I turn that back off, I'm going to turn that back off, and I'm going to go back to normal. You can see here we've got some light areas here that I really don't want to show up. So I am going to go ahead and use the eraser tool. Oops, sorry. We got to click out of this. I'm going to go ahead and use the eraser tool, and I'm going to remove this area. Then I'm going to go back and I am going to right click, and we're going to go back and use the blending options and go back to the lighten. Okay, I'm going to click OK. Now that looks pretty good. Blended everything all together. So let's go to the next image. That would be this one. Now what I want is on the background, I want this image to be over here. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that image. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and we're going to come down here to Flip Horizontal. And then again, I am going to select all, do a Control C, come back to my background image, do a Control V, and again we want to get rid of this area here, so I'm using the eraser tool, and I'm just going to erase that out of there. Okay. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do what we did before. Right click, we'll go to blending options, choose lighten, come down here and click OK. Now I have both of those photos. So this is the next image I want to use, and this time all I want to do is grab that part of the photo. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crop that image, use the crop control, come up here, and we're just going to select this portion. Alright, so let's go ahead and crop that, click OK. Again, select all, do a Control C, Go back to my main image. We will do a Control V. And again, we'll go to the blending options and choose lighten. All right, now we've blended that in here. Now you notice this was at the top of the photo, and that looks a little, it's gonna, you know, somebody who knows photography, they're gonna look at that and they're gonna say, oh, that doesn't look right. So we're gonna go back up to the eraser tool. And I'm gonna come down here, and I'm just gonna do a little adjustments here. I'm going to kind of shave those off a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to click here, going to click OK, and I'm going to bring this up roughly in the middle, and there we have the finished image.